So you know astrocartography. You've heard about how certain parts of the world affect us based on the planetary lines that are around the globe. But let's talk about cyclocartography, which is taking it one step further. Cyclocartography is all about timing, deciding when to go to a place in the world, when to tap into an opportunity in a certain part of the globe based on your astrocartography map. And in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to do that. Hey guys, it's me, Helena. Welcome back to my channel, where I teach you all about astrocartography and give you grounded spiritual guidance on the cosmos. So in today's video, I want to talk about predictive astrology, specifically involving location and timing. And this is called CCG, otherwise known as cyclocartography, which was created and registered by Jim Lewis, who is also the creator of astrocartography. Before we get into today's video, I have a ton of free content on astrocartography. Check out my blog post down below with all the detailed free content on my blog. I also have a free guide on the 5 top mistakes that people make when looking at their astrocartography maps and solutions to help you get better at this unique and valuable skill. And as always, I do offer private readings, questions on Hey Hero, which I'll include down below in the link, as well as my locational astrology course, where I give you a deep dive 7-week intensive program about how to understand the astrology of place and how to time your travels using cyclocartography. In that course, I also teach you in depth how I created a 6-figure business doing astrocartography work. I'm so excited for you to join if your intuition feels it's a fit. All right, let's get started. In addition to understanding the planetary lines that go through the map, your astrocartography map, that never changes. That always stays the same. But there's one thing that does change, and that's timing. And this is where cyclocartography comes in, which is looking at the transits and progressions that are going through the world at specific times of life. And this is a really great technique because we can use it to decide when to travel to places, when to buy a house, when to get that lucky break. There's also a really great book called The Psychology of Astrocartography by Jim Lewis. And if you'd like to know the meanings of the transits and progressions according to your natal planet, there's a great section at the back of the book where you can learn how to do this. So basically, you want to keep your natal map open because you want to see when planets are moving toward applying or fading from that natal planetary line. What we're basically doing is seeing how planets move in relation to your natal planets on your map. I personally use a professional astrocartography software for all of my client work, and it's called SolarFire. And there's a feature in there called Solar Maps that is really great and has an amazing cyclocartography feature. And what's great about this feature is you can see both the transits, the progressions, the solar arcs, and the cyclocartography. SolarFire is my favorite software for looking at astrocartography and cyclocartography. And I've played with many softwares over the years. I've used Astro Gold, I've used astro.com, I've tried many different platforms, but SolarFire is hands down the best. Aside from the main ACG lines, you also have paran lines that you can see at a glance very quickly. You can even add asteroids and see where Ceres is on the map. You can see the local space lines very easily, turn on aspects, geodetic lines, and also see your cyclocartography. One of my favorite features on SolarFire is the ability to see transits, secondary progressions, solar arcs, and cyclocartography at a glance on the map. And you can animate the chart to see those lines moving. By using this feature, you can see the specific months, weeks, and even days to move and relocate and travel to different parts of the world. This is hands down one of my favorite techniques using cyclocartography, and I am just such a big fan of SolarFire. I have asked SolarFire to get you a discount code. This is not sponsored. I'm just sharing something that I absolutely love and use for all of my client work and my personal astrocartography work. And if you'd like to be software twins and use SolarFire for your astrocartography work, highly recommend it. You can use my discount code WOODS15 or 15% off
at checkout.
And cyclocartography is a combination of the progressions from planets Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and then the transits of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. So we can see a mix of progressions and transits, which is what cyclocartography is, because sun transits move very quickly, right? It takes about a month for the sun to move through a sign. You guys know we have Taurus season, Aries season. The sun moves about 1 degree per day. So for about 30 degrees, right, 30 degrees in that sign, it takes about a month for a sun to go through a sign, a month. But because it's so quick and so fast, we want to use the progression of the sun to see a long-term effect of what's happening. And if we use that math, the sun would move halfway around the world in about 6 months. That's a very fast transit. So this is why we want to use progressions, secondary progressions, in relation to our ACG maps, but specifically for the inner planets, the sun to Mars. The secondary progressed sun moves about 1 degree per year. It's slow moving. It takes about 3 years for a sun progression to move through an area. So when we're looking at sun progressions, we're thinking of creative spirit, self-expression, leadership, goals, aspirations, vitality. The sun represents our goals and aspirations, our willpower, our vitality, and our ego. It's a very leadership, authority kind of energy, but it's very big, it's shining bright. And so when we see a sun progression going over an area, it's kind of like activating those themes of leadership. What does the soul want to aspire to be? The goals of the person, the leadership, the shining in self. Now, we want to take it one step further by looking at what natal planet is there and seeing where that sun is hitting. So if it's sun on Venus, we're looking at relationship themes. We're looking at creativity. We're looking at money. If we're looking at Mercury, sun going over Mercury, this is going to be more communication, marketing, messaging, some sort of teaching or studying or a skill that we're learning at that period of time that could be really helpful for us in our goals, aspirations, and leadership. What's amazing about cyclocartography and this unique technique in terms of predicting themes based on where you are in the world is that this is showing the same exact information in your chart. So what's really important about astrocartography is that we're relocating the natal chart to a new place in the world. We're not going to be looking at our natal chart if we're moving to Portugal. We're going to be relocating our birth chart. Let's say we were born in California. We're going to need to relocate that chart to Portugal. So the time is going to change because of that time difference. The same moment that you were born, that you took your first breath and you were born in Portugal, that's your chart for living in Portugal. And so the amazing thing about cyclocartography is we're basically getting a visual representation of what progressions and transits are happening on the relocated chart, but we're seeing it in visual form. So it's really easy to understand, oh, we've got that line going through here. That line is going to be going right directly through Lisbon at this specific time. And it gives us that kind of visual information to really help us synthesize what's happening for us in different parts of the world and how to use these amazing opportunities at our disposal. Cyclocartography is really important, and I'm really excited to be making more content specifically on cyclocartography and understanding timing in relation to space. So if you'd like to stay in the loop and get all this new teaching information, be sure to sign up for my email list, my astrocartography email list down below, because I'm going to be sending you some really cool content in the future. I've got a lot of projects I'm working on specifically in relation to this technique, and I'm so excited to make more free videos and free content for you here on YouTube. And just as a reminder, if you want to get that free guide, be sure to click down below that link with the 5 mistakes people commonly make when looking at their astrocartography maps and the solutions to them. Get that for free down below. All right, that's all from me today. I hope you have a magical day and happy travels. Bye!